All right. Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Welcome to this week's Stay Fishy Friday. We've got your favorite host here, Joshua,
At
supposedly.
least you admit it now.
We got Skyler, best helper ever, and your favorite, Bigrich.
We are good. Good to go.
Okay. Let me get the comments up. How you guys been all week? This has been a crazy week for us. Now, since we moved everything, all the settings got changed. How does the video look to you guys? And at any point, also, I may just start groaning and moaning. I can't move too much. I got 3 broken ribs here, so.
It said we're backwards and we're blurry.
Backwards and blurry. I can change this around.
One else said not bad at all.
When we be blurry. All right, you talk. I'm going to change this setting.
Yeah. Yes, we got people funneling in the chat. Yeah, a bunch of them are saying you're blurry. Might not be able to do much.
Oh no, sharpness got turned up. How'd that happen? There you go, guys. How's that? Apply that.
All right, so what's coming through YouTube is not what's being shown on screen. Through the YouTube, it looks like crap. On our screen, it looks good.
The blurriness should have went away. Yeah, we know the top of the head thing. For some reason, we can't get the similarity working on the green screen.
That's what they see. That's blurry as well.
I just turned the blurry. It went up to 56 for the thing, and now I turned it back down to the 20 that we normally have.
There's me showing you something. It's past the point to where you changed it. It's still blurry. I think it's something going through YouTube. I wouldn't worry about it. Just wasting time there.
Well, you go ahead and talk, and I'll fix things.
Somebody said very bright as well.
That's all right. Bright's good. You can see everything. You can see the background well. It might just be stuff you can fix in the off season.
The off season.
Max Wire said, "Wow, Skylar even moved the Bellagio tank in the new live stream room."
All right, that should fix the brightness.
All right, we got 200-ish people on there. So when you're ready, we can go ahead and start with the mom update.
All right, that should fix the blurriness too. Okay, let me go to Tracy slideshow. Now, this week for Tracy has been a crazy week. She's been doing so good, doing so much better, but for some reason, she hasn't gone number 2 in like 7 days. So I talked to the doctor yesterday, and she was worried about a blockage or what else did they say? Some lacerations.
Her heart rate was getting a little bit high too.
That's not what I'm asking, but yeah, you're right. The heart rate was going up, the temperature was going up, but there was the doctor was worried about a blockage or something else in her intestines. So, oh, sorry, I can't cough or breathe in hard at all. So Mara called the transport and off to the hospital she went, where she had lost her temperature and her heart rate was back fine by the time she got there. So, everything was fine except for, they did the CAT scan on her intestines. They basically said she was full of and they prescribed a bunch of stuff to give to her. So, oh, you know what? 605 Living says the lights on the green screen are probably a little bright. We do have these lights closer to the green screen, so that would change things and why the similarity ain't working. We can move them back to the front like they were, and it lit us up too. We'll change that right after the live stream tonight. Try that. That's a good idea. Thank you for that. So anyways,
I'm going to veto that because that little hallway we were in prior was smaller than this room.
we'll talk about it later. So anyways, as far as Tracy, they had her there from 7:30, and Mara went with her, and then Mara left at 8:30, and they kept her there until like 10:30, where they brought her back to us. It was like 11 o'clock. They come back last night, right?
It was a little bit later than that, I think.
Was it later?
Yeah, it was like midnight or 1.
Like midnight. Yeah, they kept her an awful long time waiting on transport. But she came back, and the people knew us and knew of us, and wanted to see the fish and all that kind of stuff. But they were real nice and helped me set up the bed and Tracy back to her thing. And she's been great since. She's been doing awesome. She's coughing really good now. To where if she gets a little obstruction, and phlegm in her throat, she'll cough it right up. So it's so much easier taking care of her, as far as I don't have to go in and internally suction her out, every 2 hours like I was, which is better for her because now it don't irritate her, esophagus and, her whole lungs and the, the airline going to it. We're not scraping it no more. So that's really good. And, she come back from the hospital, and usually I take her and I'm like, hi, honey, blah, blah, blah. And I take her hair and I move it out of her eyes because, she'll turn her head and then the hair will be, stuck to her face. So I take it and I move her hair out of her eyes. Yesterday, when she came home, she did this to me. I went to move her hair out of her face, and she moved her whole head and shoulders up off of the bed, like almost in like she was sitting up. I had never seen her do this before, so that's a new movement she's doing now. And it's kind of like I scared her, and she just jumped up and went away from where I was, touching her. And I was like, okay, there's another new movement, great. And then, the last couple of days, it's been really hard to change her because she's her knees are like together, and we have to put a pillow between them. And then usually when I change her, I'll spread her knees and hold my hand against one knee and my elbow against the other knee, and I can do the diaper and all that kind of stuff. She is just like, she got so strong. Skylar, you can't move her knees apart, and I'm sitting here with a broke rib. I'm like, ah. So now me and Skylar, we're trying. She's helping me do this. She's grabbing an ankle and a knee on one side, and I'm on the other side of the bed trying to grab an ankle and a knee, and I'm trying to prop up the foam pads in between to hold it open so I can finish changing her. She's getting so strong now, it's crazy. And then anything else we can think of that's new? I know she was eyeballing you.
Yeah, she's been a lot more attentive.
Yeah.
She's a lot more there.
She watches me go around the bed.
Yeah, she'll follow you with her eyes now. A lot more than she used to.
Before, it used to be just moments of clarity. Now, the moments of clarity are becoming more and more common, So I think that's everything. I talked to her caseworker today. We've got 32 hours left of, skilled nursing, and we're, I called the caseworker called here, and I talked to her about, what nursing things out there are on for CareSource, and she couldn't give me a list. So I have to now go through and cold call every nursing place and see if they're covered with CareSource. Then I can let them know that, if you want to on the case, we have these many hours and blah, 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 and, we can fill it up. I put them on as preferably Friday night and Saturday night, 12 hours. That way, when all these fish shows come up, what we used to do is Mara would work her 12-hour shift, and then instead of going home, she would go to sleep here. And this was actually her room she'd sleep in,
Not anymore. Sorry,
Not
Mara.
anymore. Sorry, Mara. So then she'd sleep here, but I'd have Christy here working the 12 hours. And Christy, she's like 15, 16, 17, something like that. And, I would watch Tracy like I normally do from my computer at the fish show in the hotel room or whatever. And then I would wake Christy up and tell her she needs suction or you need to reposition her or whatever. But if anything happened, the nurse was here on hand, like if something serious happened, Christy can go in and wake up Mara. Well, to change that, I put in my preferred hours is Friday night, 12 hours, 8 to 8 in the morning, and then Saturday night. That way, Mara wouldn't have to stay, and she could work her 12 hours, and the other nurse could work her 12 hours, and I can go and do these fish shows like we do, the Aquashellas and the Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expos and all that kind of stuff. So we got that, in there today, and she's putting in another referral for that, because it's been 2 years and we still have 32 hours to fill that they're willing to pay for. So I want to get a nurse in there.
It's the problem of finding people that want to do it.
Right. Ah, okay, so let me go back here and let's turn this onto cichlid background. All right. We just moved this in here, and I even told Skylar because she was like, "Come on, let's do this, let's do this," and I'm like, "Let's wait because we only got 2 days until the show, so let's wait till the day after the show. That gives us, 7 days until the next show. We can fine tune it better." She's like, "No, no, don't be lazy, Rich. Come on, let's do this."
Hey, you needed to make a video anyway.
So we went and we moved it, and now I didn't have enough time to, fine tune all this.
Yeah, so you guys can blame that on me. Sorry, guys.
But Skylar's been here now, what, a month?
Over a month now.
Over a month?
Yeah.
Been such a great help. I mean, I thought she was lying to me. She said she loves folding clothes. Well, I hate folding clothes. The nurse does Tracy's clothes. Jerry does his clothes. I do my clothes. But I've not folded any of my clothes. Now, you guys can get on me for this. I've taken all my shirts and I lay them over the chair in my room, and that's it. I've got all these shirts I can pick up and put on. All my, underwear and all that kind of stuff, I just put in a pile in my shelf, and everything else is just, she's over here and she took my laundry out of the thing and she folded up. I'm like, "Skylar, you don't have to do that." She's like, "No, I like folding, clothes." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. No one likes folding clothes." Her mother visits and her mother's telling me, "Oh yeah, she loves folding clothes." I'm like, "No way."
You
So-
mentioned this
Yeah,
last week, remember?
I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember. So,
That's been my duty here.
she's the clothes folder, and she now goes out and takes care of the fish in the morning, and gives all the babies their food and stuff like that. She's on it. I mean, on it. She's like the best help we've had so far.
Kevin Josie says, "When I lived alone, I got dressed out of the dryer."
Right. That's the best time to get dressed. Oh, because if you leave them in the dryer the next day, now you got to turn them back on for 10 minutes and then get dressed to fluff them up and get them warm.
I forgot to say hi to Lori. Hi, Lori. Hi, Bambi. Love you guys.
I feel like it's the same thing with throwing that in a pile or a basket or anything like that. There's no wrinkly.
They're wrinkly. You throw them back in the dryer for 10 minutes and you're good to go.
Oh,
The bachelor life. So, yeah, I threw that last video together of doing this room, and we actually lost 3 people. The amount of craziness just for the mouse pad. Some ladies like, "Oh, this ain't family friendly. I can't show my family this." You've lost a subscriber.
it's ergonomic, guys.
I'm like, "Oh my God, over that mouse pad, really?" And then, because of their mouth, I'm talking to her and Jerry with their comments. I was like trying to tone them down all night.
I was just talking about the whole being.
Stop.
I was just talking about
No.
the drywall.
Not allowed to talk these things.
I was just talking about drywall.
Just stop. So I had to put a kibosh on that. No more of that kind of playing around, because people got mad about it and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Matt the Norland says, "Are you serious?" Yeah. So 2 other people left because, of the innuendos that were mentioned that night. I thought it was hilarious.
Talking about drywall.
And I was actually going to remove the one that Jerry said, and I forgot that in the editing, and it got left in. And yeah, some lady, she lost her mind about it. So we lost 3 subscribers over that. I will make sure I do better in the future, but
Guys, remember, I was just talking about drywall. I was just trying to help out the
an
situation.
innuendo is an innuendo, and you know what you did. You made things so bad. Jerry was worse. I'll give you that. I was trying to keep you both calmed down, and I get yelled at for it. Like I did something wrong. Oh, but anyways, 99% of the people thought it was funny, and other people. Oh, we lost one too because they said, "Oh, all you do anymore now is use Skyler for ratings and blah 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 and this and that." And I said back to him, I'm like, "I'm not using Skyler for ratings. We video what we do every day, and it just happens that Skylar's here now, so she's in more of the videos." And he's like, no, you're being this and you're doing that and blah blah blah. I'm like, "Well, you're free to your opinion." And he got mad, started calling me names. I'm like, "Well, now you're blocked," so I had to block him. It's just the amount of dumbness. I have to deal with on these comments.
It's ridiculous. And let me be very clear here. Rich is exactly the same off camera as he is on camera. Actually, he's nicer off camera.
How am I nicer?
You are just a very nice person.
Oh, stop it.
You are a genuinely nice person.
Don't lie to these poor people.
So we'll set the record straight there.
So, yeah, Jerry was pretty funny with that too. I agree with you, but
you just trying to please everyone ain't ever gonna work out in any sense of life, whichever way you look at it. Honestly, screw them. Who gives a shit?
Hey!
Josh! Not good. I mean,
I'm just trying to keep people real with you. Honestly, if they don't like it, then
yeah, but we've had videos before where people said stuff, but they didn't actually left the channel.
Well, the thing also is too, when I was actually doing it, 95% of what I was saying, I didn't mean it to come off in that type of nature. I only realized it after the words escaped my mouth. And so
you didn't pre-plan
like,
it?
yeah, I didn't pre-plan at all. I was like, the hole too tight.
You guys are
It's
killing me.
The hole needs to be wider, you gotta fit it in. That was genuinely me just being like, hey, we need to make the hole wider so I can fit the cable through here.
You guys saw how funny that was and all that stuff, but I had to live with her, and she makes me laugh all the time, but the problem is I got 3 broken ribs, and she's killing me over here, people. She's killing me. Making me laugh all the time. Okay, Sue Ann comes in, $2, and says, for the swear jar. Did I swear?
There was somebody before that too, Josh did.
Oh, Josh did. Okay.
Not me.
Thank you. Thank
and you also have the Lasky Life, $5. Says just wanted to say hi to Bigrich, Josh, Skylar, and Tracy.
Aw, thank you. And here's to you, buddy. What's the drinking word today?
I don't know.
It's the first time you pick.
Don't ask me to pick that one.
Okay, fine. That's fair enough. Okay.
Well, what do you think on that? We've got Tyler Aller says, how old are them albino gars in the big pond? So we've had them now probably about 2 years. As far as how old they are, I really could not say. If I had to guess, maybe 5 years. But yeah, I can only speak for how long we've had them in our care.
Fishy Dano says, you got any sisters in New York, Skyler?
Sheesh.
And you're saying what he said. Do you or don't you? That's the question.
I live in Ohio.
Do you have a sister?
No, I do not have a sister.
Oh, you do not have a sister?
I do not have a sister.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. Oh, my
Board
goodness.
license plate says the drinking word is hole.
That's exactly actually what I was going to pick for the...
Or
the word.
drywall.
Yeah, I was going to say hole, but I did want to say that.
Ferrari guy says, how big of a pond do you need to keep paddlefish? So paddlefish, you need more of a footprint rather than volume. But for a full-grown paddlefish, they can get up, around 5 foot. So that is not a small fish, and they definitely need room to, move around. Round ponds would be best, and oval would be, a perfect situation. There's no corners that they can get into and, hit their bills on and end up beating themselves up. They also like mud ponds greater than artificial ponds like we have. Ours is somewhere in the middle. It is
an
man-made.
artificial pond, but looks natural inside with the rocks and the gravel and all that stuff.
Yes, but even what I'm trying to say here, even some of the, the full aquascape ecosystem ponds, they're great for what they are. They're a great pond, great filtration, but coming from some of these fishes, the native areas, it's not, natural for them. As far as the battlefish, they like clean water, as in water parameters, but they like the water a little murky, which is not ideal for a ornamental pond.
Okay. And Pop Hillbilly says, OFR, how old is the green screen video? He's talking about the cichlids behind us. That growth on the orange fish's mouth. What was that? It was a some sort of tumor type thing because we treated the heck out of it. Nothing worked and nothing went away. And, you know, he lived like that for the big lumps on that one cichlid's mouth.
Oh.
And he lived like that for a long time. And, you know, he just recently passed, but it was kind of like closing his mouth where he couldn't, you know, open and close his mouth. It was like stuck, you know, like a parrotfish. Its lips were way open and there was only a little hole to get inside. So it was like a growth on his face, not a like ick or fungus or anything like that. Okay, how about ouch? Because that'll get everybody, you know, drunk. Or
Hole and ouch.
Or
Hole and ouch.
stop. It's hard to contain you guys. I swear. I forever I'm like containing her and mellowing her out. She's wanting to go off. She's very full of life. Let me tell you that. Stephen White says the whole drywall thing was funny. Keep it up. You know, I left it up and I'm going to leave it up, but the video did not do very well at all because there was no fish involved. I knew it wasn't going to do well, but I was so, that was the day after I had broke my ribs and I just could not get up out of bed. It hurt so bad. And then I started videoing and we did this video room because she was just talking me into it. You know, I'm old. I want to lay down and, you know, my ribs hurt. She's like, let's do something. Let's do this. I'm like, I can't let her just go move the video room. So it was me, you, and Jerry. We did that.
Yeah.
And it's, oh my God. I'm trying to tell them what to do, and they're all, you know, just, oh, it was too funny the whole time.
Anthony Norris, $5. He said, drinking word, drinking word, drinking word. Drink
Ouch,
up,
ouch.
everyone.
Ouch is the drinking word. Okay, Jason Fuller says, question if you can get to it tonight. I have a tank with some angelfish, but they're starting to produce white spots on the angelfish. Is that a sign of ick and what to do? It is and it ain't because we don't see the picture. So if they're really tiny white spots like salt, it looks like salt on them, then that's ick. If they're larger white spots like bigger than a pencil lead, then that's a fungus type thing. So, you know, I don't know. I can't really answer that, but I hope that helps you.
Patches of white and see-through, kind of looks like slime. It could be a bacterial infection.
Right.
People keep mentioning the community tank in the beginning of the video. That is probably one of the older tanks that we have. It's one that I never film. It's
the Bellagio community?
No, the one in the front row.
Oh, the 150.
It's a bunch of tiny fish that is not really my cup of tea, and it is overrun with blackbeard algae.
I keep taking out like plants that have the blackbeard algae all over it, and then the logs. I'll take that stuff out, and then it'll look like there's hardly none in there, but there's traces of it. The fish are not doing their job; they are not eating it, and it just keeps growing back. So I don't have a problem with that tank. I hardly ever do water changes on it. There's enough plants in there; it's doing great. So, like, you know, once every 2 months, I'll do a half tank water change. It's very easy to take care of, and the fish just thrive in there. But the blackbeard algae also thrives. Everything else is great. I mean, it stays crystal clear, no problems. And, you know, if I could get rid of the blackbeard algae, it'd be awesome. But I actually like it, though. Huh?
You can. There's two ways to get rid of it.
I'm not salting the tank because that'll get rid of the plants.
Kill the plants. You want to keep the plants, kill the algae.
And you're talking the suckerfish.
No, that's, I mean, they'll eat it slowly, but there's 3 of them in there, and they ain't gonna do it. For one, that blackbeard algae only grows because there's an overabundance of nutrients in the water. So you could either A, remove the nutrients in the water and basically starve it out, or B, you can dose it with hydrogen peroxide and kill it. Hydrogen peroxide won't kill the plants.
I did do the hydrogen peroxide through a tube. I've got that long tube for the salt water, and I filled it up and I squeezed it on the end right at it as a test spot, and it did not kill that test spot.
Dose the water, not spot shit at it. That's
well, I did 100% hydrogen peroxide as a spot onto it as a test pattern to see if it did kill that spot where I was, pushing it out, because it wants you to do a 3% hydrogen peroxide solution for the whole tank.
3% is high. 1% is 1 to 3% is ideal, depending on the severity of the case. 3% I usually like doing it as a dip. If I'm treating the tank water, I do 1.5 milliliters per gallon.
Stephen Hundeluck says, "Oh, that's my buddy Steve from Yonkers or Bronx or New York, there, Long Island. Bigrich, been away for a while. How did you break your ribs? Wrestling with Brutus or going spelunking with Willstar?" No. I actually was grocery shopping, and I came out of Giant Eagle, and it was raining, and I thought I just hit the wet cement. Skylar says I stepped on a plastic bag in the rain, and
That's what happened.
I went flying, and I landed on the groceries. I tried moving the whole bag over, but on this side of the bag was a bottle of vodka, and it was a half-gallon bottle, and I threw the bag as I'm falling, and I landed right on the bottle of vodka, right on my ribs. And I get up from the ground. I'm like, and all these people come running to me, and they're like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And I went to tell them, "I'm fine." And all I could get out was, that's. I look over. Oh, Skylar's laughing her butt off over there, as all these old people are picking me up.
I didn't know what to do.
It was like old people unite, and they were all helping me out. And she's laughing, and I'm like, I can't breathe.
Oh yeah, the bottle didn't break though.
Bottle
That's the
did not
important
break.
part.
So that's how I broke my ribs. And the next day they were so much worse. And today, I was getting up out of bed, and I felt like a knuckle crack in my rib right here. And all of a sudden, things got easier. I was having these spasms. Like every time I'd activate my ribs, like I'd move my arm a certain way, and the ribs like, "Oh yeah, you're broken. Remember this?" Because it didn't hurt really until you go to do something, and then it reminds you really bad with like a stab in your chest that your rib's broken. I felt a knuckle crack, and the pain subsided a little bit. It wasn't as strong as it was. And now earlier today, I had Skylar listen to my rib right here, and I moved my arm forward and back, and she hears all this crunching and stuff. So the bone is broken and moving, and she was like grossed out. And she moved away. She's like, "Oh." He ran away.
Somebody said Wall vs. Skyler round 2 coming soon.
What is it?
Wall vs. Skyler round 2 coming soon.
Oh yeah, remember when you got up? You were passing out in the chair. You got up, and I'm talking with Josh. We're doing the show, and I hear dum, 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 dum. And I'm like, "Did she just hit the wall?" And Josh is like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, that knocks someone out of you." And he's laughing, and you hit the wall and just kept on going to your bedroom. Oh.
Fishing with Dano says, "How about this subject? I've been dealing with a cycle crash and an ammonia spike on a certain
no,
cichlid
Reaper
tank.
just went through that.
I removed the fish, but I'm just wondering how you guys deal with spikes and mini cycles."
All right, mini cycles is something you have to. It happens. You clean your filter and your gravel at the same time, you're going to have a crash in your the bacteria. You only do one. If you got 2 filters, you clean one filter 1 month, clean the other one the next month. Don't clean your gravel at the same time you clean your hang on the back, or if you're running under gravel, whatever. You don't clean it all at once is the problem. Once that happens, you got a mini cycle, and that you're going to spike in ammonia, you're going to spike in nitrites, and then it's going to be back. So the best thing you can do is test your water, and you'll know how to do this and where you're at in your mini cycle, because your ammonia should be 0, your nitrites should be 0, and then the nitrates, that's why we change water, is when they get high, above 40 or so. So we try and keep ours around 20% nitrates. How do we deal with it? Water changes to ease the fish's problems if you keep the fish in there. Without it, don't do nothing. Just keep adding ammonia every day. Go buy some liquid ammonia and add into your tank every day and let it spike. And it'll build the bacteria faster that way, And then after the ammonia spikes and it goes down to 0, it'll, because now you've got bacteria that eats the ammonia and turns it into nitrites. And it keeps the ammonia at 0. So you've got enough bacteria for that. Once then you keep feeding it ammonia, these bacteria are doing their job, and now the new extra other bacteria will eat the nitrites and turn it into nitrates. Once both them spikes go away, you can put your fish back in and you can stop feeding it ammonia. But if you just take your fish out and you don't feed ammonia, there's no reason for any bacteria to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Got the Pale Horse Rider, $10. Says, shout out to the whole OFR family. Thinking of you, Rich, while I eat these delicious barbecue ribs. Don't laugh.
It was funny, you SOB.
We got Steven Bondeluck, $10. Says, Happy New Year's to everyone at OFR. Sorry to hear about your slip and fall. Broken ribs suck, but thank God what wasn't worse, broken hips or pelvis.
Right.
Now I'm craving a McRib sandwich.
You are killing me. One guy wrote in, he goes, hey, Rich, you still wearing them flip-flops? You know why they call them flip-flops, right? Because first you flipped and then you flopped.
All right, we got Nicole Wessel, $50. Says, water change on a 55-gallon goldfish tank. 2 of them are as big as a $dollar bill. My boyfriend told me it doesn't need it 2 times a week. I feed 2 times a day.
Okay. Take that out. I'll back off.
Don't matter. You can take it.
Okay, here's the thing. Everybody's cycle is different. You can't just get your fish tank and say, my neighbor changes his every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I'll do the same. Your fish is different. Your amount of fish is different. Your size of your tank is different. The amount of food you feed is different. The amount of times a day you feed is different. You can't go by anybody else's water change and schedule. Here's the only reason to do a water change. When your nitrates get too high. So what you do is you've got your fish, you've got your feeding schedule, your fish, and you got your feeding schedule. And what you do is you test it daily. All right. Ammonia is at 0, the nitrites are at 0, and the nitrates are hitting, 10. Test it the next day, they're hitting 15. Test it the next day, they're hitting, 17. Test it the next day, they're hitting 20. At 20 is where I do my water changes and try and keep it at 20. So you want to keep it under 40. 40 is still, pretty decent, and will, unless you've got some really temperamental fish, 40 is okay. That's pushing it though. So once you get up to 20, 30 on your nitrates, then you want to do a water change. Let's say you do 50% water change, and it takes your nitrates from 40 down to 20. Now you keep going. And if it takes 2 weeks or 2 months to get back to 40, whenever it gets back to 40 on the nitrates, or 30 if you want it, or 20 like we do, then
would you like a chair
you
back?
would know your schedule at that point. It took 2 weeks to get up to here. At every 2 weeks, I have to do a 50% water change, and that keeps my nitrates at 20. That's the only way you can ever tell what your specified water change schedule should be. You can't use somebody else's. All the parameters are different. So let's say you use your neighbor's schedule and you've got more fish. Now, when he changes his, let's say he does a 25% once a week. You get yours and it goes up to 30, and then you do 25% change. Now you bring it down 10% or something like that, or I'm sorry, 10 points. It's down to 20 and 25 at this point. I don't know the actual math on that, but then 2 weeks later, you do it again. Now you're bringing it down to 28. 2 weeks later, you do it again. Now you're bringing it down to 35, and it's going to keep building up on you until you do an actual test on your water, and the nitrates are up to 80 or 90, and you're like, why? My neighbor does his schedule the same way. Well, it's going to keep building. You need to do the testing and figure out your schedule for water changes, and once you got that, then you know what to do. I hope that's understandable. It's hard for me to come up with all these different, words and stuff with this brain surgery I had. I know what I'm talking about. It's just hard for me to convey it to you guys.
And also with smaller tanks, I speak of smaller tanks as self-contained closed system tanks.
Right.
and say you have a canister filter on it or a sponge filter over the back. If you change too much water, you are going to crash the tank. You can't do too big of a water change. We get away with it here. We can change 90% of our water because we're not using straight tap water. We're pulling water from our system, which is around 20 parts per million on a consistent basis. So changing water with that, it's already stable water. We can do 90% water changes. But someone else that has a 75 gallon and they have an ammonia spike, you really shouldn't change 90% of your water with tap water. At that point, like you said, do a 50%. But if you're doing a 50% every 2 days, you're probably going to run into problems with your filter at some point down the road, or it's just always leads to problems. I got AJ asking for updates on the Firewood, Dorados, Abu, Goonch, and Jow. Well, buddy,
That's not too much.
if you would watch, Facebook, Instagram, I post them on there. I do smaller updates of,
All the time.
individual fish and whatnot. So I always post on there.
But Jow's doing good. The Goonch is doing great. He's going through a growth spurt. What else did he ask for?
The Dorados.
Oh, the Dorados have like quadruples in size. They're growing so fast. They came in at like 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches, and now they're probably 7 inches long. They are going to town, and I just did a video today. You'll see tomorrow where I move some fish around, and it involves that tank. So, what else? Anything else? The Dorados, the Jow, the Goonch. Firewood. He's. I've been on Josh for like 3 months now. Let's get him out of that 1,000 gallon. He's getting big enough to eat some of the little bichers in there, and or bikers, or bichers, or bishirs.
However you want to pronounce it.
Right.
Depends
How
on
do
your
you pronounce
dialect. Fishers.
Bichers, okay. So yeah, we need to move him into him in his next biggest home. And I know why Josh is reluctant, because he's eating so good and he's doing so great. You never want to move him because he's doing so good. But
Every time we've gotten a Firewood doing great in the tank, we moved it and something happened and ended up dying. So that's why, I'm reluctant there. The smallest thing in that tank is the Lima shovel nose at probably about 14 inch, but who knows?
Curious Fish Keeper says, "Hurry up, Josh! Steal Skylar's."
Yeah, he did. You didn't see that?
Put my feet on it.
It's my chair.
I don't know where this comment went. I don't know. Well, we're NL Marsk. Welcome to the Green Team. We appreciate you joining.
Thank you.
And for those of you asking about the sharks, no, Skylar did not hide them. They are sitting right there.
Hidden in the corner.
Saving this guy from his.
But you don't know where Flappy is.
Flappy's over here.
You found
I would figure out my bluff.
You should have seen it for Skylar. I'm up here and I'm telling her, just grab the gray wire down there and move it up, and I'll grab it up here. And she's like, "There's no gray wire." I'm like, "Yes, there is." And she's like, "No, there's not." She's yelling at me. And I'm like, "Oh, that's right. It's okay. I'll drop it down to you." It wasn't back there. Oh, and this was our Three Stooges approach to moving this.
It took us all day. It took us all day to do
I'm in
this.
slow motion moving. My ribs are killing me.
I'm just saying, if you hide Flappy, I will find you. I will hurt you.
You have a particular.
I have a very unique set of skills.
Judge, you gotta stop. Once you get the muscle spasm like that, I can't breathe. Oh, hey, Lee Shelton's here. What's up, buddy? Are the puppers named yet? No. We're stuck between two so far at this point.
They're named in my head.
What?
I talk to them every night. Itty bitty and titty.
You asshole. What do you call them?
Itty bitty and titty.
Itty
and
I
bitty
like share
are-
and what was the other one?
Itty and bitty are the two small ones. Bitty's the more shy
my
one
God.
who stays in the corner. But you put a piece of shrimp in front of him, he comes out and eats, no problem.
Yeah,
Now, when they get to 2 foot, you're like, here's my fish.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't do that.
He wants a 2-foot tit.
Skylar, we're trying to keep it family friendly here.
Hey, Josh already ruined that one.
No, he's releasing you. I keep a chain on you, a leash on you. You know what I'm saying? He's letting you run
Hear what
free.
you said.
This is
Close
gonna turn
sec-
into
close
Filthy Fish
second.
Friday. I'm sorry, what?
I mean, I'm cool. I mean, Friday live stream should be rated R, you know?
I put it on there. It's not for kids, but
Oh,
people still don't.
Itty bitty and kitty. That's what it is.
I don't like that one.
No.
It's gotta be titty.
It's got to be like, share, and subscribe.
That's my least favorite one.
Yeah, I don't like
Really?
that either.
Yeah.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I
Then.
like that better. But I like itty bitty and titty better.
Oh my God.
But I would be fine with Dewey, Louie, and Stewie.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie. That's Donald Duck's nephews.
Is it bad to feed your fish bloodworms all the time? Not at all. It's just expensive. Tell you that much.
And always, as with any fish, you can get a variety of food. They get a variety of nutrients. So variety is always better.
Brittany just texted me and said, "Snap, crackle, and pop."
Oh, I didn't even think of
No.
that one.
Oh, yeah, that
No,
one's-
I hear that every single day when I get up. It's like snap, crackle, pop. Oh man, my knees, my
you joining the
ankles,
old age crowd.
my elbows.
Yeah. Now you're what, 27?
Hmm.
Double that age
28
and
next month.
imagine how I feel trying to move. You know, and then I have broken ribs, and you're like, "Did you get that video done yet?" Like, no. He yelled at me because the last video wasn't that good. I didn't put much effort into it. He said,
Um,
"Oh no, I want to read one." Ice. How do you say that name right there? Ice. Hello, 140.
Yeah.
If people start to focus on Skylar's hair more than Rich's, she's got to go or get behind the camera. Her hair is nowhere near as long as mine. It's okay, guys.
Yeah, but it looks nicer.
we got Lori Kish, $5. Over 400 people here. Hit the like button. You know, it's not hit the like button. It's hit the share button. That's what you got to do. Because I mean, likes help us
Likes help.
on videos.
Share really helps.
Share helps more, but on a live stream, a like doesn't do much.
Okay.
Tell you that. But on a video, it does help because it gets you into the algorithm and whatnot. But a share, like I had this Facebook video and it got shared like a couple thousand times, and the amount of people we gained from that one video was absurd.
Really?
I mean, there was one to where these bots got into our comments,
Oh yeah.
and I seen it, but then so many people were commenting on it and losing their mind and laughing because they were actually funny. And I left it, and we got like so many shares on that video and whatnot. I'm like, I'll remove it later or turn off commenting or something. But it's, you know, stuff like that. You get in a trend where everyone's tagging their friends saying, hey, you got to look at this, or sharing it to their inbox. They click it. They're like, oh, this is cool. Now I'm going to subscribe. So shares are the main thing that really help. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Reed says, I wear flip-flops too, and I had met with an accidental fall. Oh my God. They're so convenient, but they are
Not
definitely
convenient.
convenient.
Not sturdy. They're not sturdy. You need some sturdiness in your shoes when you're walking in the rain, and don't step on a wet plastic bag.
I didn't. I walked out and it was raining. I walked out in the cement. You later told me I was skiing on a bag.
Kathy Aponte says, I want to grow out a tiger shovel nose so bad. I'll tell you what, Kathy. There is a species of tiger shovelnose I've been wanting to get my hands on. I can. They're a little bit pricey to start out with, but if you get it and you grow it out, I will buy it from you when it gets too big. I won't just rescue it. I'll buy it. But it's something I personally want for my collection, and that's a pea carouse can.
Yeah.
It is the largest tiger shovelnose on the planet. It can get upwards of 5-6 foot. The thing is a beast.
Why don't we have one? You dropped the ball on this one, Josh.
Because I don't want to pay for them when they're this big, but someone who wants to grow them out, I'll buy one that's this big. I'll buy one that's this big. I don't want to buy one that's this big. So every single time we get baby fish, I say this is the last time. I'm done. No more baby fish. Here we are. 135 baby fish. You know, it just ups the responsibility by tenfold. You got to feed brine shrimp, bloodworms, water changes. Oh, this one got sick. Medicated. Oh, but they're small and sensitive. You can't medicate them like normal fish. Got to do half doses, meaning you prolong the medication window. It's just a lot of, you know, pain in the butt. And then you're training a new fish. You got to get them off of live. Because, like, you know, small tiger fish, they don't know nothing but eat fish they can fit in their mouth. I still don't have that small tiger fish that we have off of live. I've been trying. Last night was actually the first night. He went after a piece of shrimp. He didn't eat it, but it's a step in the right direction. All right, we got Reaper.
I lost where we were.
We got Reaper, $5. Over 400 watching, 132 likes. Hit that share button, everyone.
Way to go, Reaper.
Hey,
He
Reed.
said,
He showed
hit
up
the like
today.
button.
He showed up today and actually got a lot of footage here while he was here and worked his butt off. But did you guys know that Reaper fell yesterday and broke his rib too? So now you got the two old people.
Oh, yeah, he scared the crap out of you today.
Oh, yeah, watch. Video.
Y'all should be named Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
It's not. Tomorrow's video.
You, Reaper, and Jerry, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. There we go.
Tomorrow's video, I sit there and it's me and Skylar outside working in the fish room, and Reaper snuck in, and he knows I'm blind in my left eye, so he was standing on my left side, and he tells Skylar, and she's like, don't know what's going on, but she ain't gonna say anything because she has no loyalty to me, so she don't say nothing. I turn around and I'm like talking to Skylar. And then all of a sudden, I look this way, and there's Reaper right in my face, scared the bejesus out of me. I went to yelling and hurting and grabbing my ribs, and he's laughing his butt off. But yeah, he fell yesterday and broke his rib, and I got 3 broken. He's got 1, but he went to the hospital and they gave him 9 Percocet. So he came over here. He didn't feel his rib. He was doing all right.
We got Reaper, $2. He said, darn you, Lori, because she did the same thing right as he sent in the super chat to hit the share button.
Oh.
All right, we've got Unfiltered Fish Keeper. Kevin Josie, $2, says, does your sterlet only eat bloodworms? Mine does. So my sterlet is a beast. He will eat anything. He'll eat shrimp. He'll eat pellets. He'll eat bloodworms. Brine shrimp. He absolutely loves the bloodworms, sorry. The smaller pellets like the carnivore or the massivore, I gotta bust up smaller. I mean, it's the same food, it's just in different pellet size. But he absolutely loves those, and he'll come by it. If I take the shrimp and put it in small shreds, he'll come up and eat it up as well.
Oh, and also Jerry went through his guppy tank and pulled out a bunch of snails and threw them in with the babies, the 135. And them Mabu puffers went to town on them. They were just crunching them shells up and eating and just loved it to death.
We got Angelica, 27 Sex, says best wishes from Sweden. Well, here's to you.
Here's to you.
This first.
Taylor Marie says, Reaper, I just talked to Kurt yesterday. If you guys need any help on Sunday, I am here. Yes, come on out, Taylor. Get Reaper and Kurt to come on out too. We'll find something to do. We always do.
Bambi McCluskey, your comment on the Senegalese Bichers is true. They are the smallest of the Bicher breeds. So the albino Senegalese stay the smallest. Then your regular Senegalese probably max out at about 15-inch, but they stay a little bit skinnier as opposed to like the Conjicus and the Anlacheries can get a true 30 inches. The Conjicus is actually the biggest, can get around 3 foot, about that big around. Huge,
yeah, actually, my Senegal Bichers that I have in here, they've been growing like weeds lately.
Well, she brought them here and she was feeding them all this little cute little fish palette, fish, food and stuff. I was like, no, we got an abundance of brine shrimp in there and bloodworms. Feed them that; they will grow.
I know they went from here to here.
I just gave two of them away.
Lying because they went from here to like here.
Yeah.
You're over there like he's this big already.
Close enough. You gotta exaggerate a little bit.
The Fahaka guy, $10, says, I vote for Snap, Crackle, and Pop or Lair, Mo, and Curly. I heard I vote for Itty, Bitty, and Titty.
I just can't see us talking a year from now about our fish named here's Titty, and this is Itty and Bitty.
It'll make you laugh every time, and they'll be known on the internet, just like what's a famous fish on the internet from another YouTuber? I'm drawing a blank.
Murphy from Corn Co-op.
There you go. We had Pittsburgh. We had Lavaca. Nobody has them names. You start going with common names. Oh, is that his fish, his fish, or his fish?
Yeah, but
Nobody.
2 years from now, people are like, hey, did you see them Mabu puffers at OFR? No, I haven't seen them. You got to see them. They're named Itty, Bitty, and Titty.
That's hilarious. I'd click.
You know what? I'm on Josh's side for this one.
Like, what?
I've learned not to listen to anything you say.
What do they look like?
Oh my God.
That was not a sexual joke. Get your mind out the gutter.
Oh. All right. Let's go.
And I've been the behaved one tonight.
No, you're not.
I said only one thing.
All right, let me. I'm catching up here, guys. OBG Foster, $5 says, "How many viewers do you lose whenever Josh bends over without tightening his belt? Seen from behind, none. We've actually only
We've
gained
had a
viewers.
lot of complaints about it, but they never left. I don't know why. Here's my head standing straight up. It looks on the screen like I'm leaning sideways. I have to lean my head sideways. Now it looks like I'm standing straight up. That's weird. Because if you look at me, look how my head's leaning sideways.
Yeah.
It looks straight up.
He's over here like, hey guys.
Oh, stop. How'd that go?
Oh, look. Skylar can't go. She is an angel. That's exactly right.
I will say she is a breath of fresh air around here.
I would never
And she
do anything
keeps me
wrong.
laughing all the time.
I would
to where
never do anything
the
wrong.
The work is so much more fun to do because we're laughing all the time. She is a breath of fresh
I
air.
would never swear.
Oh, you're a liar. Oh my God.
I would never say any sexual innuendos. I would never do
Right.
anything wrong.
You are horrible. I have to put a leash on her and contain her.
Kathy Aponte, $5 says, Josh, can you spell the name of that fish? Everyone show some love and flap that share button.
What name of what fish?
The shovel nose I'm talking about.
Oh.
Hey, Kathy, if you message me on Facebook, I will message it to you.
Did you get this one?
Yes. I am down at the end. We are caught up. Oh, look at this one. Sebastian Simon. Josh is a marketing genius. Well, who didn't know that? Well, thanks for
Oh.
we're recognizing real here. You got to listen to me sometimes.
I always listen to you.
Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles is what somebody said that the fish should be named.
The thing from Canada. What are they called? The
Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys. Dude, I have been watching that because Skylar said you have to watch it. No, listen.
No. Your whole like your brain broke for a second.
I couldn't come up with that name.
He's been watching too much Trailer Park Boys.
She told me to watch Trailer Park Boys, and I'm up all night every night watching Tracy. So I'm like, okay, I'll throw it on. I am now dumber
Yes, you are.
than ever watching this show, but I can't stop watching it.
And at least you are the lucky.
Oh my god!
You gotta let the liquor do the
And
thinking.
then I tell her, I'm like, okay, this is a show about Canadians, and she's like, yeah, this, that, and that. And I'm like, I used to watch a show about Canadians called Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Everybody loves Trailer Park Boys.
So I watched Bob and Doug McKenzie from way in the past, right? And so I show her an episode of it. She's like, it's the same dumb Canadian, show that the Trailer Park Boys is. And I'm like, I guess you are
This is
right.
For you, DIY Joey. Now you know how we think about you here.
So should we get their input on my little
No, stop right there. Because I deserve that. Oh,
my new adoption
oh,
protocol
oh,
program?
oh. You had to laugh at that too.
I am a grown up, okay?
Oh, and I'm a grown up with broke ribs. I can't take no more. That hurt. That hurt so bad. I can't believe you said that. Can we talk about my little oh, that knocks the wind out of me. Oh my god. Holy crap. Oh my god.
All right, so I'm just gonna talk about it anyways. So I had this new idea and whatnot. We've always gone on these rescues and done it for free, and then we rehome fish for free, and we still want to follow that same motto that we've always had, but we also need to come up with ways that we can help fund this operation but better, because even with the YouTube, even with everything that what we're doing, it's still a bit taxing at times. So I came up with the idea of how about we do an adoption program to where if you're signed up with this adoption program, then you can officially adopt our fish. Of course, they're free of charge. But to become a part of this adoption program, it's like $60 a year. It comes out to $5 a month. And I could follow this by, hey, say I want to come pick this up. Are you part of the program? If not, sign up. If you are, I can look in the database and say, hey, you're up to date. You're good to go. I think it could be good. There's probably a few things that would need ironed out and tweaked. But, every other rescue on this planet, they charge for a dog. You go and adopt a dog, you're spending $200-300, probably even more depending on the species. On their adoption days, they run specials for either $50 or $100 per animal. So if we do this program to where it's a yearly fee and you're good, and if you want fish, you can come and adopt them out. It'll help us pay for things. I think it could be a good venture.
Just actually charge a very small amount for the fish to cover the gas to go pick them up all the time.
So if you did that, you would for one, if this was me running the show by myself, I would charge a flat fee per hour that I would be on this rescue, because I'm paying a driver to come out there and waste his time. And then you would have mileage on the vehicle and gas. So, all that would come into a fee to where if you're driving to California, that would be a couple $1,000 haul, which you've eaten out of your pocket just to go and rescue these fish.
Twice the
Every
California,
time
1
you
month.
go to New York, it's several
It
$100s,
was $1,500 last time.
and you guys waste all day. If I was at work, well, let's not talk about me. Let's say if, the average employee, let's say you get paid $20 an hour. You do that all day, that's, a lot there. So like you're wasting a lot of time, a lot of resources, and putting a lot of miles on this van that you just bought. I mean, what, it's a 2019 van or 2018?
2019.
And it's got what, 70,000 miles on it?
58.
Close enough. But you get what I'm getting at. You bought it with 4.
Bought it with 4,000 miles.
And when that car goes down, what do you got to do?
So use my.
Buy another one.
Exactly.
Use your car. Your car's got 200,000 miles on it, sitting in the driveway, broke right now.
It's already messed up. There's nothing that can go wrong.
How would I use your car? What are you
It drives.
talking
I
about?
mean, it catches on fire.
It drives, but it catches on fire.
Only when you hit above like a certain mile per hour.
Oh my God. You can't contain this girl, I swear.
It just catches a little bit on fire, not a lot.
Okay, serious fish keeper, and I might get some hate for this comment, but I'm going to put this into terms that should relate to everyone on this planet. She's whoever it is says, I think donations of any type would be better. Some can't afford to. So here is my dealing on that. If I go to the store and I want a hamster or a rabbit, and I can't afford to take care of this animal properly or pay for it, then I should not own that animal. I should wait until I have the means to be able to properly care for that animal, give it a proper enclosure, and enough time. I mean, there's times that I tell Brittany, like, hey, I want this animal, like, it's cool, like some come through to the rescue and they're cute. It's like, I want them, but it's like, we got a new baby, we take care of the rescue, we got tortoises, and it's just like, do we really have the time? Are we going to give them the best possible life that they can? Yes, it would be better than nothing, but let's find someone who can put more time into them that they deserve than we can. Brittany wanted them guinea pigs so bad.
Really?
But at the same time, it's like, we don't have the time. Like,
right.
I personally can afford it. That's not
Olivia and her children.
exactly. She's got 4 kids. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has more time to care for the animals than we do, So I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at there. I'm not wanting to put anybody down for not being able to afford the adoption program, but let's just be honest. Like, if you can't afford to buy a tank or something like that. Now, granted, there are cases to where a tank's broken or something like that, and they can't afford to get a new one. People are going to give up their fish, and my dad gave them a tank,
Right.
and they were able to keep their fish. They were thankful. I understand people go through hard times. Sometimes things get rough, money gets tight, but also at that same time, you should not be getting more animals and spreading out your bills. So I hope that's something you can understand and see where I'm coming from.
Let me hit on this one. Pre-discharge. Susan Elizabeth, I don't know what your problem is, but you're saying we're getting free tanks, free fish, free stuff all the time, and you're rescuing fish because that's what you're supposed to do? I ain't supposed to do nothing.
And you consider it a
Hold
waste
up,
of
hold up. Let me talk. You're a rescue, but you just consider it a waste of time? That's nice. Well, look here. You don't do what I do, okay? I waste all my time to do this, to better the fish, to better the community, to better our following. I do get free tanks. You are right. I don't sell them and sit here and set up a store and sell all these tanks and make a couple dollars. I give them out to people. I help people. I make other lives better. Is it a waste of my time? It sure is, okay? Because I'm spending all day sometimes just to go and rescue some fish and then come back home and then I give away the 55-gallon I got with it, and then I give away the fish that come with it. Now, who's covering the gas in that? Am I getting paid for my time? No. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart. And you're telling me attitude like, oh, real nice. You know, it's people like you that just aggravate me, okay? I am sitting here doing the best that I can do.
For himself. Good job, buddy.
Thank you. I am doing the best that I can do to help as many people out as I can. And people like you sit there on your couch and say, oh, you know, you should do this, you should do that. You know, you people, you know what? Just ban her. I don't need these people in my life.
OBG Foster, $2 says, how old are the oldest cichlids in that Bellagio tank? So I would say about 7 years, because the average lifespan of an African cichlid is, 4 to 7 years.
Right.
Some of them ones in there, they've come to us huge, like that, behind her back. He's going to come out right over there. The giraffe cichlid, or the venustus, he's like a 11-inch, 12-inch venustus. That guy right there, he's huge. And he's probably towards the end of his life. He's probably 6-7 years old, because he is a monster. And if you didn't see in the last video, they're actually breeding out there. First time I've seen them breed.
Did you see all the rocks moved and everything? I was like, wow. They got the rocks like 6 inches.
Yeah.
I said 6 inches. 6 inches high on each side of the hole. And that's the venustus out there.
No, I seen baby venustus free swimming.
No, you did?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, let me finish this other thing. I'm calmed down a little bit now. You go to any place, any rescue, Herbs Alive, the Cleveland, what's that, where they have downtown? What's that? You go get a dog or a cat?
The APPL.
The APL, Animal Protective League. You go to any of these places and they charge you an adoption fee, a doctor fee, fees for your paperwork to get your ownership papers, and then a collar fee and all this. You end up spending $250 for this dog that was for free. I don't do that to my people. I get all these things, and yes, we get free things, but we give them out to people that deserve it.
But also at the same time, we're taking these fish in, we're spending water, food, medication. I spent $600 on a fish that died on us. We tried to save it.
This is true. So now we spend our time, effort, and money on doing this, and then we give them out for free. So, people like Susan Elizabeth shouldn't be having no right to tell us that we should start, not charge for things. I mean, it's just a simple $20. You want to come get all these free fish? $20, That the one fish, the tiger shovel nose at 2 foot is, you find it in the pet store, it'd be $200. You're paying $20. It just helps us cover our gas and our time. That's all. We're not trying to make a buck. We're not trying to do nothing. But I'm so tired of spending out of my pocket to do this for years now. Josh is trying to come up with ways to alleviate that. And you know how I alleviated it? It's not coming out of my pocket of my rent money now. It's coming out of my pocket. I'm still paying for all this. We get about $400 a month in different donations. Every once in a while, we get a really nice donation from some really nice people. But about $400 a month, normal, from our Patreon, from our YouTube, from our, what's the other, GoFundMe and all that. And our bills are $3,200 a month without medication. So I started this YouTube channel. Me and Josh, we do this. We work our butts off. Do you know that 2 days a week I'm doing videos, 2 days a week he's doing videos, the other 2 days I'm doing videos, the other 2 days he's doing videos? We cannot have any free time to ourselves because we're doing his videos so that we can make the YouTube videos that will now help us cover the cost.
And then
But people don't understand. That's our money. We made our channel and we're making this money, and that's our money. I should be able to spend it on a new TV or something for Tracy or buy my kids this or that. No, I'm spending it on the rescue. It's still my money that I'm paying out. So, for you people like Susan and Elizabeth, that kills me. That kills me. We're paying for this nonstop, and we're doing nothing but good for people. Like Josh said, this lady calls me up and her fish are going to die. She's got them in her bathtub, and I'm like, why? My tank broke. And I ask her, would you like to keep your fish? I can't afford another tank. And I'm like, man, that's not what I asked you. Would you like to keep your fish, or are you just done with the fish, period? And depending on their answer, I brought her out a brand new fish tank, that someone donated to us, the same size as her tank, and I took all of her stuff out and set it up in here and put her fish in this tank and set up her filters and everything. And when we left, we took a cracked, broken tank and left her with a brand new tank with her fish in there. And this lady was so appreciative. And that's good enough pay for me. But it's been years that it's coming out of our pockets. So he's just trying, don't get on Josh. He's just trying to come up with a little way to come up with a little bit.
It doesn't bother me. Let's continue on with the show. Let's make it good.
Yeah,
We
it
got
kills
depth
me.
charge, $5. It's Happy Fishy Friday, y'all. Ouch. So cheers to that.
Oh, ouch, here you go.
See, I mean, I'm glad that you stood up for yourself there. I don't let people get under my skin like you do. I'll keep on going. I'll laugh at it. I brought this up because I want true, input on it. I think it's a great idea, but someone else might have more input on it that might have a better viewpoint on it. And I am reading the comments as we go. There are some good points I heard in it, and I might incorporate some of them. Wendy Rock, $10, says 125 gallon at a therapeutic school. Yo-yo loaches, Mistus catfish, Ancistrus, plecos, rasbora, guppies, angelfish, cories, mollies. Guppies are disappearing. Are the loaches taking them out? Thoughts? I know what I would say. What do you think?
I didn't hear all that. I was reading comments. I'm sorry. I heard Rose Boras, I think. I'm sorry.
All right, you have yo-yo loaches, Mistus catfish, Ancistrus, plecos, rasbora, guppies, angelfish, cories, mollies.
Out of there, the angelfish are pretty big and will eat all the babies of anything.
That was my guess. They're the most. That's a community cat. I wouldn't worry about them. Same thing with the cories, but the angelfish, they can be fin nippers. They can be territorial. They can eat the smaller guppies.
Death too. They will be relentless.
That would be my best guess. Scotty J, $5, says, hi guys, hope you're all good. We are doing great, Scotty. Thanks for asking.
Okay, the Pahaka guy says a $1,500 trip to New York isn't free. By the sounds of it, some people don't think things through. But okay, we spent $1,500 on that trip. We helped a lot of people out.
Well, that's
and we come back and then we give away the fish or keep a couple or whatever, and then we give away the tanks that we have in there. Now, who eats that $1,500? What about the time that it took Reaper and I think Hoover went for 2 days? They don't get paid for that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's on top of me losing I pay for everything. So I lost the $1,500. Reaper lost 2 days of his life, and so did Hoover. And it's not a losing thing because we're helping people out. And I really stand behind what we do here. But with every other rescue, I know rescues that charge to pick up fish. I know rescues that sell fish. I know rescues that sell every bit of equipment they get. Now, every once in a while, we'll have something that we'll sell and, help. Okay, let's say this rescue costs us $600, but we got this one fish tank. We'll sell this for, $300 and blah, blah, blah. And it helps us recoup some of the money we spent. And then we can still keep giving away. But you know what? The amount of people that don't appreciate us doing everything for free is really taking its toll.
It's far and few between. There's some people that are truly appreciative, and you don't mind giving to those people at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's the people who come here and expect things, and then they get pissed off when we don't.
I had one guy, he called me up from Texas, and he wanted me to ship him a 3-foot tiger shovel nose. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't ship fish. There's no reason for it. I'm not going to endanger this fish when I promised everybody that I will give them a better home that I can provide for them, or I will keep them.
Right.
And this guy wants me to ship them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't ship fish. Well, what if I pay for shipping, he says. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not going to put this fish in danger. And then he goes, well, I've got a 300-gallon tank. I'm like, oh, absolutely not. He's in a 3,000-gallon now. I'm not going to give him to you and ship him to you so that you can put him in a 300-gallon tank. He goes, what if I buy a 1,000-gallon tank? I'm like, dude, look, I'm going to get off the phone here because this is kind of aggravating me. This ain't going to happen. And he got mad and went online and left all kinds of bad reviews that I will not give fish out, that I'm a liar, that I'm all this stuff, And do I deserve that? Because I wouldn't give him the little entitled bastard? Okay, here.
All right, we got Jim Sheasley, $10 says, I would just worry about people who inherit fish from family that passed. I donate to help with their guests. Besides that, I think it's a great idea. You guys got to cover costs. So let's also put this into perspective. Every other rescue out there, do they go and do pickups? The closest thing to it is Herps Alive, and they have a buddy program that if someone's coming from that area, they could then pick it up and drop it off for them. But Herps Alive themselves don't really go and pick up every single thing that they are giving.
Now, we like Herps Alive. They're a great
Yeah.
setup, and we work with them. We love them. But we're just using that as an example. There's nobody else
that's the
out there that will
closest
come
thing.
to your house and pick this up
Right.
for free and then, go and do what's best for that fish. We do our best to do everything for everybody and help everybody out. And you don't know how many people are so appreciative and just love us to death because we've given them tanks, we've given them fish, we've upgraded their tanks, we've taken their old tank and gave them a bigger tank, and all for free. Yes, we've sold a couple of tanks here and there because we use the new tanks we got is bigger, but as we get bigger than that, now we got this extra tank here. We put it out there. Someone comes by here, and we never put it up for sale in the paper or nothing, but someone will come by and be like, dude, this is the tank I want. How much you want for that? I'm like, we're not selling it, dude. Hey, dude, I'll give you $300 right now. Gosh. All right, take it.
Somebody said these crazy people have drank too much Kool-Aid.
All right, so I hear Anastasia Rose is watching the stream tonight. I just want to say happy early birthday to you, and I hope it's a great one.
Who's that?
Someone who commented on the stream. She's watching right now. Her parents
you
love
acted like
her
it was like
comment.
one of your friends from way
No,
back.
I'm just reading the comments.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Happy birthday, Anastasia. Oh. Pale Horse Rider says, we need way more riches in the world. How dare you? Oh my God. Thank you, Pale Horse Rider.
Shireen Hannah says, no one is forcing anyone to pay. A little don't like it and go buy from a shop. Simple. I mean, if you put it that way, they're going to be paying 5-10 times the price, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we get in here that, a lot of people don't have access to with their local stores. So they're hounding us. Can we buy this fish? I haven't seen it around. Like, I had some guy from Georgia, like, he called me up. He seen that we had a tiger shovel nose, marble cat hybrid. He said, I have not seen one in my local pet stores. I only found one. The guy wanted $800 for it. I said, what? I said, dude, you're crazy. I'm like, they're $75 at the pet stores. He says, bro, I have a goonch catfish. You can have it. I'll trade you. He's like, I know you like goonch. And I'm like, you know what?
Where's the new goonch? what are you doing? Where's the new goonch?
I told him if he came up here, he can just have the catfish.
You could have.
And he drove up.
Oh, you told him you can just have it.
Yeah,
okay.
He drove up and he got the catfish and he was ecstatic.
Awesome. See, helping people is the best way. And paying it forward, we don't expect, we give you a new tank or we give you fish for your tank and we upgrade your tank. We don't expect you to do anything for us. But, pass the word and tell people how it is. And if you can help somebody else, help them out. And I want to be remembered as, I made a difference in this world. That's all. And, Josh is being a little more, brainy on this side and says, we should be at least covering our costs. We shouldn't be paying for it out of pocket because, the YouTube money is us doing our work and we're making that money. But that's spending it on the rescue, but it's not coming out of my rental money. So, it's not like out of pocket now. My rental money comes in and covers my bills. And now the YouTube money comes in and covers the cost of the rescue. So, I mean, it is helping us, for sure. But in all reality, if you think about it, anybody that opens a YouTube channel, that's their money. That ain't, I'm still donating to the rescue, every single month.
I'm going to cut you off there, and I'm going to continue on because we got a bunch of stuff to catch up on.
Okay, go ahead.
But Max Wires, one last good comment says, you can't ask for money for the fish because you said the state doesn't allow you to sell fish. So there is a gray area there. we are a non-profit organization, but that doesn't mean we aren't allowed to sell or make a profit. But what
Not
that
actually.
means
We can make
is
profit like any
we
church.
have to put it
Churches are
back into
non-profit.
the organization
Right.
itself.
Churches are
You can
not
pay
for profit.
employees. You can pay.
Well, look at the churches. They have a house next to the church that all the preachers live in, and they're driving BMWs and all this stuff. They're putting that money back into the rescue.
Every single aquarium on this planet is a non-profit organization, and they charge $50 at the door.
Right.
You know,
We
stuff
can't
like
do
that.
that if we were in a zoned area where we can
Right.
charge at the door.
So the
can't do
only
that.
thing we can do here is adoption fees. We got Aaron Caselli, $10, says, "Don't worry about the trolls, Rich. They are just jealous of your big deck and ponds."
Oh my God. Ow, 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 ow. Ow.
All right, Kathy Apane, $5, says, "People,
Oh,
Rich has
that
gifted
was
me
funny. That
so
was
many.
funny.
Hey,
Rich has gifted me so many things to help me with my axolotls and my fish, tanks, substrate, and even filters. Forget those haters, Rich."
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you.
Sue Ann, $10, says, "You just have the haters a lot of the time. Stop acknowledging them. The Fishy fam will always be here."
I know you guys keep saying that, but it sets me off. I hear this and I'm like, what more can I do to be, oh, I'm so mad, and I fall for it every time. I'm sorry. I try and be so nice and so good to so many people. It kills me.
Brittany Ziblis, $20, says, "My submission for the Puffer Trio, Ice Price Baby."
Oh, that's pretty good. So we have Medusa's babies.
Yes.
That's crazy. Nate, I can't read that.
Akel.
Eagle says Medusa babies, yes.
There was only one that I've seen, but I know he didn't put it in there. It was bred. It was too small to be put in there. He was like that big.
Really?
Yeah. But if they're breeding, they will breed again.
Oh.
And the more that I put peacocks in there, the Mbunas will get phased out. A lot of the older Mbunas are past their life expectancy, or they're getting towards the end of their life, so they will slowly get phased out as time goes on. We got OG Foster, $2, says, "I'll sponsor Itty Bitty and No Name."
Itty Bitty and Kitty.
AZ Fish Room gifted 5 Ohio Fish Rescue memberships. What does that mean? I don't know what that is. That's the first time I've seen that. Oh, wow. Anthony, how cool of you. He gifted Juice Junkie a membership, Kevin Christensen, JoJo437. That is cool. I didn't know you could do that. Dave the Fish Dude Steinbeck and Bluntastic J all got gifted memberships by AZ Fish Room.
Really?
Yeah,
See, now this is the one thing. This is the one thing that I always say. I would never have met these great people that we surround ourselves with now if it wasn't. If it wasn't for the rescue. We meet so many awesome people, like Brittany and AZ. They are amazing people. They are just awesome. And like my buddy Stephen Bundluck, we saved his Pacu from like the 12th floor of an apartment building. It was a top floor. He had the penthouse, and we've been friends since. I mean, we meet so many people like this that we've been friends with since. I would never have met these good people if it wasn't for the rescue. And I love surrounding myself with good people.
Yeah.
Bambi McCluskey, just it's all these people. They came out and helped us at a church, and it was great. I thought, I was trying to do good, and then we go to that church and see all the good that they do, and I felt ashamed of myself.
I came here randomly 1 year ago with Lori.
Yeah.
I met her through, fishing, just out and about.
Oh, you met her fishing?
Yeah, I just met her out and about, and then it was like a month after that, she was like, "Oh yeah, come with me here." I was like, "Okay."
And so your first time here, what was it like?
Can't swear. So I was like I walked in and I was like, what the?
Okay.
I
Oh.
was
And,
like,
and Jim Cheesley, that's one of our best friends. This guy, he keeps giving and donating and giving. And, I would have never met, Jim if it wasn't for this rescue. I love this rescue and for all it's done. And I really don't want to start charging people. But we got to come up with a way to cover our costs because,
so, Lori said, I gave you Skylar.
Oh, thank you, Lori. She is a great help here. Oh, my God. She does so much. She's better than any other worker we've had here. She just blows them away.
Caprice Parks says, I spent about $1,000 over 2 yard sales. Saved me probably $8,000. Thank you, OFR and Rich.
Oh, thank you. Now, see, we do that every once in a while, and that gets us, like we want something. But see, the problem is our tanks are so big that if we want something like a background for that tank from, let's say, what's the name of the background company? Universal Rocks that donated for the pool. If we want one for the pool or the 4400, it's going to be like, $1,500. So we do a yard sale. We've got 30 heaters, 20 filters and all this, and we give them away for $2-3 a piece. Now, it's a sale, yes, but we're not trying to ask the top dollar for it. It helps everybody out. You can come, help the rescue out by buying this extra stuff we have, and you get all your stuff cheap. The decorations and lighting and filters and heaters, and it works out. And then we can put money towards that, and then we can go buy what we need for the rescue.
Yeah, so basically, what he's saying here is, basically, you don't have to spend as much money. Rescue makes money, so it's a win-win for everybody.
Right.
All around.
Right. I mean, I'm sure that there will still be fish that, like, hey, like, we don't feel right. Like, we'll never charge for a pacu, a pleco, a smaller community fish, but say, hey, this is a
rarer fish.
$200 fish in the stores. We get $20 out of it. There's no harm done. This person gets the fish that they wanted that they would have spent $200 on for
and they
$20.
save, $180.
Right.
Here's the thing. Reaper comes over here and he does his videos by going and doing the rescues and then coming over and then working and he goes home. So his channel is run by his rescues here. His videos here. So the other day, he goes on a rescue and, he was gone, I think, 7 hours. Cost me maybe, I think it was $180 in gas and lunch and all that kind of stuff. And he comes back and he's got these fish and this stuff. Well, I'm never going to make that money back. Reaper gets video out of it, but, that's just money spent. It's depleting from the rescue. It's not helping the rescue, So, we give them fish away and we find them a good home because we always give a home better than what we can give them. What?
The greatest idea of 2023. Fishing with Dano says, sell some OFR feet pics. We'll go out there to the turtle, snap a feet pic, post it up on the internet.
I bet you there'd be somebody out there who would buy them.
That is hilarious. Last question of the night from Question Reality says, Josh, did you put the Julio de Chromis from one of the last rescues into the Bellagio? No, I'm actually giving that one away. A lot of those African cichlids out there, they are going to be going to Preacher Rick and to that tank that they gifted to, I don't know where, but
we gifted to Rick in Michigan at that church.
And then whatever Rick does not take, the rest will be going to Brian Barczyk. Because he's really doing this thing right with the aquarium up there.
He's opening a brand new public aquarium.
And
so
he's
we're going to be helping him out a lot.
We're working with Steve Bashy from Bash the Aquatics. So he's taking care of all of the setup and maintenance and, the aquatic side of it, because Brian's more of a reptile guy, but he wants to venture into aquatics. So there's still a lot that he has to learn. But he's partnering with Steve, and he's going to be able to set up all the tanks and everything. So when he's ready, he's going to come and get a ton of fish off of us, and I mean a ton. Not going to be all in one go. Probably going to be multiple trips.
Yeah.
But he's going to get monster fish, small fish,
koi fish,
right,
goldfish, bluefish, crayfish.
All right. Last question of the night, but I said that last time. OG Foster fundraiser idea: spaghetti dinner or pancake breakfast, but not a fish fry.
Not a fish fry. You can't have a fish fry here.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed tonight's live stream. We will catch you all next week.
Thank you all for joining us. It was
Friday.
great, and you guys make me laugh and have so much fun. You know, it's a nice break away from all the work. Thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. I love surrounding myself with good people, and you are all good people. Except for that Susan girl. Sue Ann, what was her name?
And to all, a good night.
Okay. Love you guys.